I try to be thankful every day, but of course, this week we're thinking more about the things for which we are thankful. And in addition to friends and family in the life that I have, I was thinking how grateful I am for brick and mortar bookstores. And I will just go into any one and love being there, going all the way back to Publishers Bookshop in Little Rock, Arkansas, back in the 1970s. I've been reading a new book by a Hendrix College classmate, Jeanne Griggs. Her book is After Kenyon, and it has a poem about the bookstore there and about all the things that can happen to us in a bookstore, from finding a book we didn't know we were going to find that has a huge influence on us to encountering other people. So here is Kenyon Bookstore by Jeanne Griggs. Let's meet at the bookstore was always our refrain, picking up babysitters, newspapers, a gift for that high school senior who visited once and says she's always wanted to go here. Last time I met a friend at the bookstore, I heard her voice from behind a bookshelf as I bent to pick up a title, and we sat at the wooden table near the front of the store in sight of the front windows to see and be seen, although it was winter break and few people came by to gawk or overhear our rambling conversation. After which I looked at the book some more, and she pulled up her zipper and steamed out into the cold, her breath forging ahead of her, her boots making prints in the snow. Once, when the tables and chairs were forbidden, when the lockdowns hadn't lifted, I met a student in an aisle looking at poetry books, and we said hi, and then looked twice, her looking up at me and saying my name, and me looking down at her saying hers, amazed at her smallness after a whole semester in which she'd appeared so large in a Zoom window. Sometimes there's a reading and a pile of books the author will sign with the friend who got him invited to campus, waiting to take him to lunch, a class, or an ice cream from the cases on one side of the store. And the part where I used to go every day when I was pregnant, craving a bottle of chocolate Yoo-hoo, something I never liked before or since, but they still carry it, along with every kind of bottled iced tea and coffee and a selection of energy drinks unrivaled outside of a highway convenience store. We go to the bookstore when we wake up, to read a magazine, or in the middle of the day to see that people are still wandering about, looking at things that mean something to them, even while our thoughts, so overwhelming, have been building to a single pitch we must escape for a minute. There's usually a hush here, murmur of conversation, baffled by the rows of shelves. Eventually, I meet even my replacement at the bookstore, sitting at the metal tables out front with our coats on to talk about what it's like to work with all these people moving around on a cold, bright afternoon in April, the bells in the church tower pealing. It's a poem by Jeanne Griggs from her new book, After Kenyon, for the midweek poetry break. I wish you all a happy Thanksgiving.